Hey guys, welcome back to Diecast Reviews. Today's a review on the Thailand variant of Murray Clutchburn, who's of course the Sputter Stop racer in Cars 1. Now this is of course, like I said, the Thailand variant. He's been released from China many times, and we will compare him to that China variant. But this is of course the Thailand variant for the Cars 1 version that was released, I believe let's say 2022 or 2023 release. But yeah, like I said, I'd like to take a look at some of the Thailand variants of Piston Cup racers. First of all, I like the Piston Cup racers, so it's nice to take another look at them. And then it's also nice to look at the Thailand variants and compare them to the China variants. And kind of like I said, when we get into the summer months, dog days of summer, well, at that point, the releases kind of slow down, and I have to kind of go back and look at some of the older releases and some other more obscure stuff. So that's where the Thailand Piston Cup variants come in, and where we take a look at them. We did a review on Belly Roll Changer a couple weeks ago, and now Murray Clutchburn. But yeah, pretty cool. I do like the card art. This is kind of the original Cars 1 card art there, so it looks really nice. And then take a look at the back of the package here, and you've got just some normal Cars 1 stuff for townies and some other Piston Cup fans. But yeah, that's enough rambling. Let's get Murray Clutchburn here out of the package. So here's Murray Clutchburn out of the package, and let's get right into the review. So taking a look at kind of the front area, right down the front of him, as you can see his expression, it's a very typical Cars 1 expression where he's got a very determined look on his face, very determined expression. You also will notice as you look right down the front, there's kind of no indication that he's got any wheels, and we'll talk about that in a little bit and why I really dislike this model from Thailand in particular. But we'll talk about that in a second here. See, he's got number 92 there, a grail. I do really like the teal color on him, the turquoise color on him. Taking a look at his sponsor, Sputter Stop, of course, cold engine relief, so I guess kind of like a cold medication. And looking at that logo, I think that's a really cool logo. I honestly do like Sputter Stop a lot. Really like the color combination of white, teal, and orange. Looks really cool. Going along to the side, of course, you've got number 92. And then you've got a bunch of contingency sponsors there on the left. And you've got a really nice design here. If we remember talking about my Billy Oil Changer review, I was talking about the fact that there was kind of really no design on him. It was just orange with a little black stripe. You can see there is quite a bit of a design here on Sputter Stop. You've got a little orange swoop coming out, and then you can see the teal kind of comes in, but the orange kind of swoops back, makes a little semicircle there that kind of cuts off the teal, and then progresses on with the white here. Really nice mix of colors, just lines, little circles, really cool. It really does look like a design. And of course you move on here, we've got half orange and a half teal stripe there. And there's actually a design going on here. You look at the roof as well, kind of got that same semicircle design with the orange and white behind the 92 there. Unlike, like I said, Billy Oil Changer, who just had a black stripe down the side, and that was it. So a nice design here, indeed. Got black rims, of course the Sputter Stop logo there in the back. Taking a look at the deck lid here, we've got a Sputter Stop logo as well, the orange spoiler, and then a little cool kind of teardrop thing or whatever there on the back with the number 92. And then you can see he's got a little phrase there, "You're catching cold in my draft." Pretty cool. Pretty cool little phrase there on the bumper. Go to this side, obviously the same as the other. But yeah, I really do like the Sputter Stop design. It has definitely grown on me. When I first saw it back in the day, I wasn't really a fan, but it has definitely grown on me over the years. And now to point out what I really don't like about this model, if you look how far in the wheels are, right? If you look at it from a certain angle, you almost don't see it, right? It just looks like there's a fender, and then you can't even see the wheels. It almost looks like the wheels aren't there. I mean, they're really far in there. It's even worse kind of on the back rims. I mean, they're really in there, like right there. You can't even see the wheel. They're really far in there. You take a look at the China one, of course, and you can see the rim the whole way, right? You can see it. It's there. But on this one, you can't. I mean, look at the front. You can see the tires, right? You look at it from the front, you can see the tires. You look at it from the front here, you can't see the tires. I don't know what it is with the chassis or whatever, that the axle, I guess, is too short. But yeah, for some reason you can't. The tires are just in there, in the fenders, and it just doesn't look really good in my opinion. It looks pretty bad. So not a fan of these models, the kind of the leakless Sputter Stop model. Of course, not a fan of them from Thailand. Really, it's such a shame because there's some really good releases, such as a Rev and Go that they had a couple of years. I think it was last year or a couple of years ago. That's a really good release. Hasn't been released in a long time, but it's just so bad that it's on a Thailand model and not the good China one. However, looking at this, here's a pretty noticeable difference between the China and the Thailand version. I mean, to start off, the Thailand version has a very light teal, whereas the China version has a darker teal color. I mean, I'm not really sure why the difference, but that is a pretty noticeable difference. It's kind of akin to the Lee Refkins one, right? The Transberry Juice, where the purple on for Lee Refkins on the Thailand release was much lighter. And that looked pretty bad. This actually doesn't look too bad. I'm not sure which one is more accurate. I mean, kind of looking at the card art here, it's kind of a mix. I mean, this is the China one is obviously too dark, but the honestly, I think the Thailand color may actually be more realistic than the China color, which is quite dark. I don't think it should be that dark. Otherwise, you can see, aside from the model, they're basically the same, but the colors are a really big difference here. But I will say, I think Thailand's actually more accurate on this one, I believe. I think the lighter teal color is more accurate. It's pretty interesting. But also another interesting thing, you can see that the eye color is different. You've got blue eyes here on Thailand and brown eyes here on China. And again, looking at the card art, he's got blue eyes. So once again, it appears that Thailand is more accurate than China, which is a shocker. But yeah, there you go. Very interesting indeed. Of course, Murray Clutchburn did return in Cars 3. And quite a bit of a different model. And of course, he's got brown eyes here as well. So I don't know. It makes sense for the Cars 1 version. I guess this is from China as well. It makes sense for the Cars 1 version. Doesn't make sense for this one. Regardless, eye color aside, the model is probably the bigger problem. A different model completely. You could have gotten a remake because Ernie Gearson had a remake. Darren Ledford. All of these guys had different models, new models like that. But yeah, still the Cars 1. The Sputter Stop racer, I guess, and the design hasn't changed too much actually. I really like the Cars 3 Sputter Stop design as well. The logo is almost identical. And you've got the same teal and orange colors. You still kind of got some swoops going on. I really do like the teal tires here, and I'm really glad that they kept You're Catching Cold in my draft there for the Cars 3 version. Yeah, I actually do really like the Cars 3 Murray Clutchburn. And then, of course, we go on to the mint chocolate chip racer, as I like to call them. The Cars 3 Next Gen Sputter Stop racer. Yeah, quite a bit of a drastic change. I mean, if you look at it, it does look like mint chocolate chip colors, right? You've got the minty green and the chocolate brown. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Very drastic design. You got rid of the orange. I guess you kept the teal, sorta. You've kept the white a little bit, but brown is the new color for Sputter Stop, I guess. Not sure about that, but I do like the tires, and I do really like the mint teal. Is really nice. Maybe if that was the main color and the brown was just an accent, maybe that would have looked really cool. But still, honestly, I say as if I don't like it, but I actually do kind of like the design for Sputter Stop Next Gen. It's a unique design, and I think it looks pretty cool. So, honestly, Sputter Stop, pretty cool paint schemes throughout. Of course, there's some where, the Cars 1 racer may not be so good. The Next Gen's kind of nice. Or other ones, the Cars 1 is really nice, but then they really ruined the design by Next Gen time. For example, for the Octane Game Racer, Billy Oil Changer, not great. Bobby Swift, now that's a really good design. And you go on to Danny Swerve, and not really good as well. So you got only really one good paint scheme out of 3 here. I think all 3 schemes are really nice for Sputter Stop. So I really do like that. And then, of course, he had a team member released, a singular team member, a hauler, Dan Holland, I believe 2018, 2019, somewhere around that time. Or not even a hauler, just a cab. So this is the extent of Team Sputter Stop that we've gotten probably ever. But yeah, I'm also not sure why his main color is white and not orange or like teal, but whatever. There is Murray Clutchburn and his cab, Dan Holland. Now, like many other Piston Cup racers, Murray Clutchburn also does have a bio. So let's take a look at it. Murray Clutchburn's first taste of competition was as a member of the 1984 gold-winning Auto Games Test Track Relay Team. I'm assuming that's kind of akin to the Olympic Games. You might recognize him from specially marked boxes of wheelies, shredded brakes. After the Auto Games, he went straight into mainstream professional racing. Now he has a flourishing career in the Piston Cup Series. Really cool. That's a really cool bio. You can see that he's an Olympic gold medalist, apparently, which is a nice little kind of tidbit, adds a little bit to the character. It's really cool. A lot of the Cars 1 racers have bios. It's sad they didn't really do that for Cars 3. But, yeah, and looking at the picture they have here, and yeah, he's got blue eyes and a light teal, so China was really off on their Murray Clutchburn. So the Thailand variant is more accurate. It's just I really hate the Thailand model for this Piston Cup model. It just looks really bad with the wheels inside, pushed into the chassis almost. But yeah, bio pretty cool, and other than that, the design really nice. I do like Sputter Stop quite a bit, but yeah, if you've picked up the Thailand variant, if you have both the Thailand and the China variant, let me know. Of course, I can't even tell you which one I prefer, because I really just I can't stand the way the wheels are made on the Thailand model. But yeah, let me know what you guys prefer. Do you like the more accurate version, or do you like the less accurate one, but where the chassis is actually made properly? But yeah, let me know if you've picked up the Thailand variant or not. Yeah, I think this will be the end of the video. So thank you all for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.